めどうしたって消せない夢も止まれないまま誰かのために強くなれるなら何度でも立ち上がれ
First hotel, top floor presidential suite. Xiaogua, there's a difficult person living next door. Don't go out unless you have to. Su Xiaogua's eyes widened with interest. Mommy, is he a monster? Yeah, this monster is as beautiful as a woman, with a mole near its eye. Thinking of Hu Juanyao's arrogant appearance, the usually taciturn Su Nanqing slowly said. But it seems to be a little dim-witted. Oh, then I definitely won't go out. I don't play with idiots. Hearing this, she nodded without looking up. Su Nanqing chuckled, closed the door, and Su Xiaogua waved her hand. Hu Junyao has been tracking down the identity of Antai, and now they live so close together. Before returning to China, her aunt had repeatedly warned her. Back home, she could handle anyone she offended. But never, ever provoke Hu Junyao. It's best not to attract his attention. Su Nanqing prepared to go to the elevator, but when she turned around, she froze. Hu Junyao was standing behind her. The man's tall figure made the spacious corridor seem a bit cramped. At this moment, his dark eyes were staring at her, and the mole at the corner of his eye seemed to radiate a chilling coldness. He must be going out. He was followed by an assistant and a bodyguard. The three of them were no less imposing than yesterday. Su Nanqing raised an eyebrow. Last night, her retort as an anti was only because of the internet connection. How long has he been standing there? Did he hear everything? Su Nanqing lowered her almond-shaped eyes slightly, explaining casually, Mr. Hua, I was just joking with the child. I absolutely didn't mean anything by it. Could this woman's tone be any more dismissive? Assistant Zhou Lang twitched his lips. Whose monster has a mole on its eye? That monster must be surnamed Hua. Hu Juanyao's face was expressionless, making his thoughts unfathomable. He only gave Su Nanqing a deep look before walking ahead. Su Nanqing deliberately lingered for a moment, waiting for the others to enter the elevator before stepping out and letting out a sigh of relief. That man's casual glance had sent a chill down her spine. Although he didn't speak, there was definitely a murderous aura emanating from him just now. It's really troublesome. I need to stay away from it. Inside the elevator, Hu Junyao narrowed his eyes. Last night the lighting was poor, but today, up close, I realized the woman's skin was shockingly white. Her almond-shaped eyes were casually lowered, her long, black, curled eyelashes giving her a sweet, innocent look. But that wild, sarcastic edge she exuded, it felt strangely familiar. Wow, this woman's skin is so fair. She looks innocent, but she has that wild, sarcastic side that she knows how to insult without using profanity. Why does it seem familiar? The lobby of the first hotel was luxuriously decorated, with gleaming marble floors. The Hua family's hotel management is too strict. If the front desk hadn't refused to sell customer information. Guan Chuan sat on the sofa, staring towards the elevator. This young master wouldn't come here so early in the morning to wait for someone to run into him. His efforts paid off, and he finally caught her. When that graceful figure casually walked out, he jumped up, holding a bouquet of baby's breath, and blocked her path with what he thought was a dashing air. Finally, I've been waiting for this. Hurry up and get away from Hujunyao. Beautiful lady, what a coincidence. When that graceful figure casually walked out, he jumped up, holding a bouquet of baby's breath, and blocked her path with what he thought was a dashing air. Su Nanqing narrowed her eyes. The engagement was called off, so why does this person keep showing up? Gu Anquan, oblivious to her annoyance, smiled and said, I didn't expect to see you again. Since we're so destined to meet, you should at least tell me your name, right? She was initially too lazy to pay him any attention, but remembering that he had been in the delivery room when she gave birth, perhaps she could try to get some information out of him. She slowly opened her mouth, and Yi. And was her mother's surname. Gu Anquan's eyes lit up. Missin, do you have a moment? It's fate that we've met. How about we chat at the coffee shop next door? Su Nanqing nodded indifferently. Gu Anquan walked ahead eagerly. Missin, this way. By the way, where's your sister? Su Nanqing raised an eyebrow. Sister? Yes, the little girl who came out of the airport with you yesterday. Missin looks only 20 years old. She couldn't possibly have a daughter that old, could she? Gu Anquan made what he thought was a humorous joke. Su Nanqing was too lazy to explain and replied, upstairs. Mr. Hua, this woman has gone too far. Not far away, Hujunyao, who had just finished checking the hotel's affairs, coldly stared at the two of them. Behind him, his assistant Zhou Lang was sneer. This woman is too much. It's one thing to deliberately approach the young master to curry favor with you, but to actually cheat on him with two. She even called her own daughter her sister. She didn't even go to this much trouble to deceive you. The bodyguard behind him was full of question marks. How can you even compare these? Hujunyao expression darkened, a fierce glint flashing in his narrow eyes, and the entire lobby seemed to cool down several degrees. He spoke coldly, check her background. Yeah. Coffee shop. Missin, it's not that I'm a jerk. Entering the coffee shop, Su Nanqing found a window seat and, with a few words, steered the conversation to the engagement. Gu Anquan was eager to explain, but his tone was sarcastic and unpleasant. You have no idea how ugly that fatso is. Her eyes are slanted because of the fat on her cheeks, even the ground shook as he walked. She even makes excuses, saying she's fat because she's on hormones, as if she'd be any prettier if she were thin. Besides, she's mentally ill. She dropped out of school in the 3rd grade and stays in her room all day. She doesn't cry or fight back when she's beaten or scolded. To marry a fat, uneducated woman who can't even write and is a bit dim-witted. I feel so wronged. Su Nanqing rested her cheek on her hand, listening with a drowsy expression. In such a biased family, crying and making a scene is useless. Besides, before my mother left, she told me. The reason she didn't fight back when beaten was because she always remembered her mother's dying words. She must be mediocre and not display any intelligence before adulthood, saying that only in this way could she save her life. I utterly despise the Su family's ways. If it weren't for that company, I wouldn't be putting on airs with Su Enning right now. I heard that 5 years ago, your fiancé gave birth to a child, which was then abandoned. Su Nanqing didn't care what he was imagining and continued to probe. I'm really curious, where did that child go? Gu Anquan hurriedly explained, Missin, that's pure rumor. That child was taken abroad by that fatso. The Su family's official word was that Su Nanqing only had one daughter. After all, abandoning a newborn child was something that would get you scolded if word got out. Su Nanqing scoffed, I'm just curious, since you don't want to say, then forget it. Missin, that's not what I meant, please don't be angry. Gu Anquan, as expected, panicked and reached out to grab her. Su Nanqing subtly dodged his pull, raising an eyebrow. So, are you going to tell me or not? That matter was handled by Uncle Su, Su Hongrui. I really didn't know anything about it. Hey! Missin! Missin, I'm telling the truth. Are you busy? Would it be convenient for you to add me on WeChat so we can keep in touch later? Gu Anshuan was stunned for a moment, then chased after her. Seeing that Gu Anshuan wasn't faking it, Su Nanqing immediately lost interest. What a waste of her sleep time. She stood up and walked straight out. No, it's not convenient. Su Nanqing threw down 3 words, went straight out, got into a taxi, and sped away. Gu Anshuan was left standing there, bewildered, his face darkening. Are all girls from top-tier wealthy families this unpredictable? They're so hard to pursue. Su Nanqing hired several private investigators in Yangzhou to help her find clues, and it wasn't until evening that she dragged her exhausted body back to the hotel. The young lady has arrived! Everyone get out of the way! Little fool, escort her! She had just opened the door when she heard Su Xiaogua and another child talking inside. Oh. Want to try my cannon? Hey, little fool, help me tank the turret's damage, charge! Out of health. Hey, why are you running? Help me tank and I can get a pentakill. I'll die. You're such a coward playing a game, what are you afraid of? Su Xiaogua is usually well-behaved and cute, but she gets very irritable and foul-mouthed when playing games. Today she's actually restrained. But which kid is playing Honor of Kings with her? Hey miss, playing games? Su Nanqing walked into the living room and saw Su Xiaogua in her pajamas, holding her phone. She was sitting cross-legged, engrossed in a game with voice chat enabled. Hearing the door open, the little girl turned around. Mommy! Seeing that Su Nanqing was about to get angry, she smiled ingratiatingly, blinking her big, dark eyes. Mommy! You're finally back! I was so bored, I missed you so much! Su Nanqing sighed silently. Xiaogua plays games every day, isn't it because I'm busy or sleeping and don't have time to play with her? She resisted the urge to immediately collapse into bed and said, Get ready, I'll take you out to dinner tonight. Ailey asked, Little miss, what are you wearing tonight? Su Xiaogua thought seriously for a moment. Just wear that gray blazer from Veda. Su Nanqing frowned, wearing men's clothes again? Su Xiaogua had a strange habit of dressing up as a little boy to go out with her. In the next room. Hu Xiaoshi stared at his phone, it's her. His eyes remained glued to her phone, she's back. Meanwhile, after confirming the big demon king had left, Hu Xiaoshi immediately called the hotel's internal phone next door. The call connected, and a childish voice rang out, Hello? Hu Xiaoshi paused, I live next door, may I visit you? The little girl exclaimed in surprise, So, you're the idiot next door's kid? As the youngest financial genius, this was the first time he'd been called stupid. But the little girl quickly spoke again, Can you play games with me? Hu Xiaoshi's dark eyes flickered a few times, and he replied, Sure.